Here we go back to the Ox Hotel, which is closed now because I imagine Ox Commerce went out of business. Alright, so we just want to be very careful in this stage that we don't take stupid damage on these Jelectros that are walking through the walls here. Do you like my Mario 3 reference? Did you guys enjoy that? If you don't know what a Jelectro is, consider yourself lucky because it's one of the worst levels in Mario 3. It's filled with Jelectros. When we were children playing that game, Jelectros are not supposed to move. They're supposed to be stationary. But there's one level in Mario 3. It's an underwater scrolling level. But we didn't know what a scrolling level was, so we thought the level was just filled with moving Jelectros. And usually, when you're playing NES games and you're like 7 or 8 years old and there's 3 or 4 of you, you'll fight over who gets to play. Like, you'll argue over whose turn it is. But we always had the opposite argument with the moving Jelectro level. It was always, whose turn is it to play the moving Jelectro level? Or rather, who has to waste their turn at the Nintendo playing the most terrible level any of us had ever seen? Taking a little bit of damage early in this stage wouldn't be the end of the world, because we are going to buy a heart anyway. Gonna throw the book at us. Nope. We really want to make sure that we're killing that book as soon as it appears in his hand. Because once he starts throwing it, it moves really fast, and it has a tendency to kind of snake in between your shots. Alright, we'll open this safe here. Like how the safe protects that mole from being attacked, so you really do have to be on point. Make absolutely sure you know what your shots are connecting with. It's very easy in Kero Blaster to just get into a routine of fire and forget, because all you do is hold the button and your guy shoots automatically, so it's really easy to get into a complacent zone, like a very complacent headspace where you're like, ah, my shots are going across the screen, I'm fine, I can watch where I'm platforming to instead. But so much of the game is designed around the idea of blocking your shots with something, some part of the environment, or putting a lesser monster in front of a more dangerous one just to eat up your shots. So you're not shooting what you think you're shooting, and if you're trying to judge, well, you know, this monster's only going to be alive for a few more seconds. But if something's eating up your shots, it's going to survive longer than you're expecting. And then your life is just misery. Like, I can take a little bit of damage in this fight and be okay, because we're going to go to a shop right after this and buy a heart. But it probably still was a mistake to let those tumbleweeds go unanswered before he spawned in new tumbleweeds. He won't spawn in new molefriends without your permission. And by permission, I mean you've got to kill the old molefriends before he'll spawn in new ones. And once again, most of my coins rained down, so I've got to actually do a lot of farming. So the first thing I need is to get 300 coins. Fortunately, these bloomins here spot in coins that are worth 10 bucks fairly often, with some regularity. In fact, that might be all I need to do on this screen. If we get a 10 note from one of these jeepers, nope, we didn't. I'll take the heart though, make sure I don't die. We're going to be on this screen for a minute. This is the best place that I know of to farm up cash, and we really do want the next gun before fighting the next boss. The next boss, of course, is the big fish, just like before, but he's a little more difficult because they made the playfield harder. I want to make sure that we really excel against this boss. So now we're going to farm up 90 more coins, so 9 more big coins. But killing the screens will go a little quicker now that I've got the wide shot. Hey, there's 2 big coins on that screen. Only 7 more, guys! And we can get on with the level. But unlike in normal mode, where I wanted to get that ninja ability, ninja is pretty good for normal mode. Ninja is the highest level of the wide. Or the quad, I guess, which it is now. It's the highest level of the green gun. The green-colored gun that you get. But ninja is the least expensive of the guns to upgrade to level 4. And it's also pretty good for clearing some of the levels and some of the bosses on normal mode. So in normal, it's good enough. But for Zangyou mode, we're going to not get the ninja. We're going to instead level some of our other guns to level 4. So you'll get to see my favorite gun in the game. Probably by Hikechi Plateau is where I want to get it. Hikechi, I think that's how it's pronounced. I'm bad with Japanese. I apologize if you are the animes and you know how to speak the Japanish. And my gaijin pronunciations are making you upset. I do the best that I can. Actually, I really don't try that hard. I just look at the letters on screen and... If I'm in the ballpark, I'm happy. If I'm in the ballpark, I'm happy. That's what it is. Alright, so we got our new gun, we got our quad. We got our heart. Let's work our way through this level. That was stupid. God dang it. I was expecting the bat a little bit earlier, I think, is what happened there. I was expecting a bat to show up before he actually did. See you later, flying fish. I mean, I was going to be content to let them live, but why did I make that jump? Oh, no. Having 2 hearts is not good. Here, we'll bubble this one. There we go. It'll be nice if we get some hearts. If we're very lucky. Because I will probably take damage against the boss. It's actually very difficult to not take damage right here. You gotta wait for these guys' stones to go, and then jump! Get away out of there! Thank you! I'll switch to the repeater here so we get a safe passage through this segment. Oh. And now there's actually stuff to do up here above the wheel. There's holes in the floor you can kind of see. Like right here, anywhere where the floor is see-through, like right next to me here, in front of me, I would fall straight down to the floor. Falling down isn't a problem, there's like nothing dangerous down there to land on, but I don't want my coins to fall down there. So we're gonna just stand right here by the box and make sure all the coins land right in my mullet. I don't have a mullet. Frogs don't have any kind of hair, let alone the objectively worst hairstyle in the world. Alright, it's boss time with 2 hearts. I mean, we'll give it the old college try here. This is why we want wide. It doesn't trivialize the boss fight, but... Oh, I must have taken damage somewhere. There's no way that fish would have done 2 hearts. I must have got hit and not realized it somewhere. Well, let's jump down into the water so we can hit him earlier, I think. There, when I swam upward too early, I probably swam right into that thunderbolt. But with wide, that's all it is. And the boss, you remember this boss on normal, I was fighting with the wide shot. And I was trying to mash, and I'm bad at mashing, and I ended up, I think, using my heart jar there. But you don't get a heart jar on this mode, so upgrading to the wides, you can make sure that the fight goes your way. is your best bet. And more flashback. Now there's too much work to do. The work-producing machine is doing its job to an extent that nobody expected. Why are they placing their telephones on top of giant stacks of work? So now instead of getting laid off, they're just all going to quit, because now they're just lazy. Why is the salesman still here? Like, why is he still hanging around? Uh-oh, looks like the work-producing machine is evil. But as you can see, the office ladies are not doing any work. They're just on vacation at the hot spring, leading the menfolk back at the office to handle everything. I've had a lot of bosses in my day. I've worked a lot of jobs and had a lot of bosses. I don't think I would have... I've liked them as people. Some of them were good people, some of them were bastards, but I would not have wanted to go on vacation with any of them, I don't think. I can't imagine why you want to go on vacation with your boss at all. My goodness. I mean, unless it's just part of my job duties, but... Like, man, I want my vacation to be... You know what? I actually prefer to just stay home on vacations. I want to just stay home and play video games. Although there were a few years there where we took our vacation on Labor Day weekend and went to Atlanta, Georgia for Dragon Con, which is a big old nerd convention. Not been able to go for the past couple of years, though. Hopefully this year will be the year of our triumphant return to Dragon Con, because my goodness, it's fun. Big old nerd convention. It's a science convention, too. They've got a lot of really good science content at Dragon Con. Very enjoyable. Probably the most likely place in the southeast United States where you'll see somebody cosplaying as Kero Blaster. Alright, these tires are insta-kill, so let's make sure I get the jump right. We're good. Good on it. So now these moving platforms are going to be terrible. Got up there first try. I kind of budgeted spending a life there, because I usually do die making that jump from that first set of moving platforms up onto the solid ground to where those laser machines are. But not this day. I think we will buy our next gun upgrade in this level. You know what? I think we'll buy a heart instead. Because this next boss, tanking the damage, is a viable strategy, and we can kill him with the quad. So yeah, we'll buy a heart when we get to the shop here, and then upgrade our weapon next level. Just wait the fire out. No need to burn ourselves. They also put a lot more 1-ups in Zangyou Mode. We're gonna go up there and get 2 1-ups. It's gonna be delicious. Alright. Don't jump in front of this platform. That'll squish you against this far wall back here and you'll die and waste one of your 1-ups. In the most hilarious situation, if you're impatient, you'll make that jump, get the 1-up, but get crushed by the block and die. And then when you go up to try to collect the other 1-up, the same thing will happen again. And then you're right back where you started as far as 1-ups. sure to get this safe here. They also added a sub-boss to this level. Probably the easiest sub-boss in the game, actually. So I'm glad they put... Like, it's a new boss. He wasn't in normal mode, but I'm glad they put a... I'm glad they added some new bosses and things. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm glad they added some new mini-bosses. And I'm glad that they weren't all incredibly hard. Like, just having a new face in the level was enough. They didn't have to make him super tough. He can insta-kill you, but you kind of have to be asking for it, really. Once you know what the boss is going to do to your face, it's pretty easy to protect your face and your grill against this boss. Now watch me die to him twice. 3 hops. Jump up. Get over his head. He'll hit the ceiling, and that's it. That's all he does. Just basic pattern recognition, the boss. And I think that was enough for this level. I think that was really... If you're going to add in a mini-boss, I don't think a really hard one in the middle of this stage would have been necessary. Yeah, we'll just buy the heart here. Go in... boss fight with 5 hearts and a quad. So now our weapon situation is about where it's supposed to be. On normal mode, this is about the kit that you'll have. Right there is where you would have gotten the quad. I'm going to take care of this laserman down here. There we go. I just don't want any nasty surprises waiting for me when I come back up. Very nice elevator shaft there. That can be a very, very difficult screen to get right if you're not careful, especially when you're going up past those bomb guys. Now, we want to make sure we don't destroy the lower levels of these encased bombs. Why did I jump down there? Here, let's bubble this guy. I destroyed too many of those bombs over there, but if we just throw bubbles, we'll be safe. Beautiful.
Shoutouts to RuneFox for sponsoring this video, and to everybody who helps make my channel possible by supporting me on Patreon.